keeping all of this in, right?
We
This
always
is great.
keep it in.
Just
We
keep
gotta
it in. I love it.
I like that one episode where we're both laughing at the same time, like in sync at the beginning, like
It's winning. We
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah, so this is an unnumbered episode.
I don't even know. Like, what number are we on? I don't even know.
I'm not numbering them because I don't know what order we're gonna put them out in.
That's true.
So
That's very
we started
true.
numbering, then we stopped.
I know. So we can't really ever talk about anything too time sensitive. Well, we could.
We can.
But it'll just-
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just not numbering it.
No,
in case
don't.
It's like, but yeah, we could talk about anything. It's our podcast.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend was texting me on the way up. He's like, "What are you going to talk about today?" I'm like, "I have no idea."
I have no
I
idea.
also have a loose idea of some things we may talk about.
Yeah, well, it's a loose podcast. We try to keep it loose. And then I feel like, I mean, I'm not what I have to mention. Like we had on that one episode.
We keep it so loose that we don't even introduce ourselves, and
Yes.
we don't introduce.
Right. My name is Joe Fernandes,
I'm Emily Page.
and this is If You Would Have Told Me podcast
There
for
you
the
go.
people that are just coming in.
All our new followers.
All the
We
new-
did get some.
We do. We're getting new followers every day. And what I was trying to say, but my brain isn't firing today because my
Monday.
sleep has been so off
Really?
lately. So I'm just like delirious every day. But
You need melatonin.
I need melatonin.
You need melatonin.
It's the podcast is going to grow into whatever it's going to be. We're finding out what we're good at, what people like, and so we're just we're shooting from the hip.
I love it.
I found this great.
Oh, boy.
No, it's because I love the one word improv we did.
Oh gosh.
But I also learned, I'm like, I think maybe by starting with the podcast title, we may hinder ourselves a little bit with storytelling. But I found this pretty cool thing.
Oh my gosh.
It's
It's an app.
Yeah, it's a page.
Okay.
Let me see. So it's a Can I Get I? It's an improv prompt
Oh.
thing. So you could do a word, then a relationship, then a location, and then we could build a story off of that.
Okay.
All right. So
Are we going to do that? I
One-
forgot Mad Libs, by the way. Was I supposed to bring Mad Libs? Maybe we
Yeah,
can find that on
well-
the phone.
Yeah. On the next episode.
Because I totally forgot that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay.
So we'll go word, relationship, location.
Okay.
Word is swing.
We have to start with that word, or we have to
No,
just
we have to
use
just
it?
incorporate. This is the
Swing.
So swing.
Okay.
Professor and star pupil is the relationship, and the location is a birthday party.
Oh God. So wait, we're okay. So we're still doing one word,
Yeah.
but incorporating a professor and a student.
And star pupil.
Oh, star student at a birthday party. There's a swing. Oh God.
Swing. Yeah. Well, swing in any way. It could be.
my
it
head.
could be. Want to try another one?
No, I gotta. If I wasn't a teacher, this would go in a totally different direction. But okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna start?
Okay. So wait. This
Year.
at
My
birthday
party.
I
Invited
my
favorite
professor
who
likes
to
tell
stories
about
how
I
am
the
best
and
favorite
student
he
never
wanted.
because
I
hate
swinging.
his
Advice.
okay. His advice.
So what am I swinging? Monkeys? Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that better though because it's
can-
more
it-
open. Well,
Well, it gives us a guide.
right.
And so we're not making nursery rhymes.
Well, you know where I was going with that one we did the other day.
No.
You don't? I was doing like you said rat. I said cat. over the moon.
Yes.
It made me think of the nursery rhyme.
The nursery. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
no,
what
I did. And that, I said Dr. Seuss. I think because previously we were talking about Dr. Seuss.
But that conversation
What?
we were all over the place with that conversation. I was totally wrong. I don't want to bring that up. Remember?
We removed the whole section.
We removed
of the
the whole section
podcast.
because I was like, I was totally 100% wrong. It was the opposite of what
It's an interesting podcast because when I edit it, we just have to fact check ourselves.
I was like, that's wrong. Take that out. Or like,
It was not totally wrong. It was in the ballpark.
It was, yes.
But yeah, we were spreading false information.
And we don't want to be those people.
This is not InfoWars. This is.
That got bought out. InfoWars got bought by The Onion.
I think they stopped it.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, currently stopped it because
they were going to use the money
they weren't the highest bidder, and I think a judge said you can't do that for some reason.
It's so weird. I tried to explain to my students that, because they do an article of the week, so I let them pick a current event, and usually I assign the current event. And for 1 week, I was like, you know what, you guys pick what you want to learn about. So you have to, pick a current event. I said, just has to be a reliable source. And I was like, you cannot use The Onion. And a lot of them did not know what The Onion was, so I had to explain it to them.
Oh, no.
I was like, it's just fake news. But I didn't want to use the words fake news because that brings up a whole other.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just a parody site. So then I had to explain what a parody was. But anyway, we got through it. I was like, you can't use The Onion.
Parody sites are very close to real news sometimes.
Honestly, we've realized that with all the articles we've been finding.
What's that other one? The Babylon Bee?
I don't know that one.
I think it's more like Onion's more like left leaning. I think Babylon Bee is more like right leaning.
Oh boy,
but it's still funny.
Oh,
if you're just thinking comedy,
right.
know it's satire. But there was one that said Kamala Harris trying to raise the $1 billion she spent on her campaign by fighting Jake Paul. So I just
God, did you watch the fight?
I did.
I had no interest or anything.
I was home.
Was it worth it?
No.
I heard it was horrible.
It was terrible. Well,
no.
It was a 30-something-year-old man fighting a almost 60-year-old man.
Why?
Well, I don't know. They just made money because Netflix threw. Jake Paul got paid $40 million. I think Mike Tyson got paid $20 million.
That's insane.
And
that's insane. Why did he get more money? Why did Jake Paul get more money than Mike Tyson?
I guess because he put it all together.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
I was home. It was on Netflix. It was free.
There's nothing else going on. I had a show that night.
What was that, Friday night? Yeah, I had a show too, but I got home in time.
I had a charity show. It was good. It was for cheerleaders. It was great.
Oh, for cheerleaders?
Yeah, for cheerleaders. It was good.
Oh, that was when Jackie was
I worked with Jackie. She was great. Oh my gosh, she's fantastic.
She's one of my best friends.
She was awesome. Yeah.
She's the best.
I always love when I get to work with a comic I've never worked with before because I like to watch them work because I always pick up stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not in a joke stealing way, but in a wow, look how she transitions or look how she works the crowd and stuff like that. So
I used to always take her to open for me.
She's great.
For a long time. She's so good at working the room.
Oh my gosh,
if she's having a rough time, I know I'm in for a long night. That's how good she is. I'm like, man, if Jackie's not getting them, they're gonna hate me.
She was. There was a couple times where I was just mesmerized watching her.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is insane. And she makes it look so easy.
Right.
And it's people. I feel like that's the problem with. There was actually somebody in the crowd that was like, I could go up there and do that, and I'm like, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
She makes it look so easy, but we as comedians know it's not easy what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
she makes
she's off.
She's very similar on stage to who she is off stage.
Oh, 100%.
So it flows right on.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, we've done some good gigs, done some hell. Actually, I think the last time I was at Rhino, she was hosting my show, and it was one of those weird.
Yeah, one of those.
It was a weird, duddish crowd, and she's trying to crowd work them. They don't want to give nothing to her, and she just brings you up. She's like, "Good luck."
That's such a nice room too, Rhino. I've only been there once, but I loved it. There you go.
Yeah,
I loved working it. It's just a cute little room, and they're so nice. The staff there, Maria's great.
Awesome.
It's just so funny. Jack and I were talking about because her husband was there too. We all went to the same college.
Oh yeah.
We went to Ramapo.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were talking about Rhino and Suffering and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was
I love
crazy.
Jay.
He was so nice.
He's the best.
He was so funny. And the people at the end were like, "You're her husband?" Just hide in the back. Yeah. That
So
was
the
a good
show
time.
was Good Friday?
It was great. It was like just fun. And like that's always like my November's kind of slowing down. I have another show this coming Friday, but then like with the holidays and stuff, I don't have anything else till December, and I'm like A-okay with that.
Yeah.
So it was just a really nice show to like start the weekend off with.
Right,
You
right.
know, you don't want to
Yeah.
go out. You don't want to go into the weekend with oof, that was
I know.
that was rough.
Yeah, I had one Thursday that was looking like it was going to be rough. I think Ryan Patrick took a picture of me.
Yes. What happened? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So, Vernita booked us for this. It was like a fundraiser for Elmwood Park Schools.
Oh, okay. Those are always iffy.
Yeah, it's always iffy. It's in a like American Legion Hall. You know, there's no stage or nothing. I had to like tell them where to go because the room was very long. I'm like, no, let's cut the room. Go to that side of the room.
And it was a nice, like, it was you, Ryan Patrick, Lynette Palladino.
Yeah, and Vernita.
Vernita. That was like a nice...
Ty Rainey was supposed to originally, but he couldn't make it, so Vernita wound up being on the show.
A bunch of great comics, though. That's like a set list.
And they were just like, you know, they're like, you have to be clean. I was like, you know, what do you mean by clean? And they're like, just, you know, no cursing. So we have politicians here and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's fine. I was like, I don't have to curse or do anything dirty.
Because politicians are known for being very clean.
They're so clean.
So clean. The cleanest people you'll ever
they're
meet.
Moral. They have, wait, did I use that right? They're moral? Or they don't have...
They are moral. They're moral.
Okay,
yeah.
It just sounded
they have moral
weird
characters.
Yeah, it sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
You're fine.
They're moral.
They're moral. Well, yeah, because you're talking about politicians. That's why it sounded weird.
Yeah, it's so weird to refer to them as... But poor Ryan had to go up there and first and they just not listening. Just literally, he's trying to work the crowd. Just picture a room talking with a man in a sling.
Yeah, what? Was it Joe beat you up? Like, what is? There's so much happening.
And then he's up there. Me and Lynette are just standing against the back wall, and I go, I can't believe I ironed my shirt for this. And she goes, I put on makeup for this.
I love her so much.
And we were sitting there. So Ryan comes off. And he you know, he got them kind of settled in at the end. And Lynette goes up. And they start listening.
Okay.
So like, it's great.
Right.
There's the vacuum cleaner again.
We like to keep a clean studio.
Yeah, keep a clean studio. And then during Lynette's set, ice cream got brought out.
Hell yeah.
So...
You do a lot of shows where there's ice cream breaks.
I know. Lately,
like lately,
yeah.
I feel like there's been like you're like, well, then I brought the ice cream out. I'm like, what?
Next. I'll tell that story next.
Okay,
that
okay.
So yeah, they bring out ice cream. So they just start talking again because dessert came out and Lynette, like she had them. Then you know, and then she came back and she's like, oh, I lost them at the end. I'm like, you didn't. They got ice cream and they couldn't handle it. It's just they
like children.
They couldn't.
Right. It's like a kindergarten
like,
class.
While she's up there, I'm sitting there rubbing. Like this.
Oh, is that when the picture?
And I go, I set up the picture.
Okay.
I go, you should take a picture of me like this, preparing to go bomb because that's really what I felt.
Right.
I was like, and then I'm just like, whatever. I only have to do like 15, 20.
Right.
So I was like, I can bomb for 15, 20. It's fine.
Yeah.
I got paid already. And
it's not like bombing for 45.
But Vernita went up and did really well. I think they were done with ice cream by then.
Good. They got their sugar.
And then I went up and just kind of not yelled at them, but I was like, listen, I'm the last listen, I know some of you guys don't even want this happening. And and I was like, I know some of you are looking at me like, when's this over? And some of you are wondering when the next round of ice cream's coming.
That's great. They like that.
They like that. And I'm like, and then they're like, they offered me ice cream. I'm like, no, I'm not 5. I don't need ice cream.
And then you were like at the end, please give me some ice cream.
So I almost like didn't even give them a break.
Right.
I just rifled jokes.
You have to though.
For 15, and it went really well.
That's awesome.
And then got out of there.
You know what I mean? I'm done.
But like it looked like I was really, because even when I was doing well, you could tell you're like, if I give them any room,
they're gone.
They're gonna shoot me. Like they're gonna kill me. Like I'm a bomb. I can't give them any breath.
Well, fundraisers I love working a fundraiser or like an event like that, but they are very much hit or miss, and they're not your normal comedy crowd. Like even my show on Friday was great, but like there was one point I completely lost them, and then I got them back, which was great. And then like Dino and Jackie were like, you did so great. And I'm like, I watched myself lose them. But I
Right.
got them back, which is fine. But like, because they're not paying attention half the time.
No.
They're like talking and it's like all good stuff. And they were a great crowd. They honestly were so much fun. But it's a lot of like, did you hear that? That reminds me of, like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
And you're like, they mean well, but you're like, somebody comes out, I need ice cream. I need this. Like, you know?
Yeah. And they all know each other kind of a lot.
Right.
So, like, I did a fundraiser on Friday. It was for like these real estate agent was having like a
Is it from our friend set that one up for you?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think I've done that. Yes, they're good people though. The real estate people.
Oh, you've done
no,
this group? I think this was their first time doing this.
Oh, maybe
up
not.
in
I've worked
Bayonne.
other real estate groups.
Yeah, where in Bayonne at this place?
No, at Uncle Vinny's.
Oh, at Uncle
Are we
Vinny's.
talking about different realty? Probably. There's a lot of realtors.
Yeah,
But realtors are always a good time.
these were like Jersey City realtors and
oh
stuff.
no, that's
Yeah.
a different area of.
No, it was good. It was good. The show was good. They were great, but like there's that one story I do about my friend with epilepsy.
Oh yeah.
Now I do that joke all the time, and I have people with epilepsy come up to me and tell me how much they love it.
Yeah.
People that have relatives with epilepsy, how much they love it. But that night, it really went like it was okay, but it wasn't. I can close on that.
Right,
That's
right,
how
right.
good that
Yeah.
story is. And then it just did like meh.
I hate that.
And it was like, okay.
Yep.
So I moved on, did whatever. So afterwards, there was this really nice gay man in the front who came up to me and told me like how much he loved it. He goes, I just want you to know, Chris, who was the guy running it, he goes, Chris's daughter has epilepsy.
That's why
And she goes, and that's probably why the crowd, because they didn't know how to react. Because Chris came up to me and hugged me after the guy running. He goes, that was awesome. He goes, I didn't know what to expect. You guys were great. I go, Chris, I'm so sorry. I didn't know your daughter had it.
Right.
He goes, what? We thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but you're right. People don't know how to react.
It's the other people reacting on behalf, but he was laughing. Because I saw Chris laughing at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. But I'm
No.
like, I also can't poll the audience being like, does anybody have any people with weird ailments
All right,
that they don't want
let's
to be
just
talked
go
about?
one by one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people get weirded out too when we make fun of ourselves sometimes on stage. Like, if you ever notice as a comedian, like if I do jokes
yeah.
about being divorced, people are like, I had a guy come up to me at the other day after my show and goes, I'm so sorry about your divorce. I'm like, don't be. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
why are you?
This is a happy thing in my
This
life.
is great. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. Like,
Yeah.
no, but like they'll be like, oh, I'm like, no, aw, we're not here for awes.
Yeah.
Like if you brought up like your dad, sometimes people will be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah. When
and you're like, no.
Yeah. Getting into like death jokes.
Right.
You're like, I wasn't going for awe. Or like I used to be like pretty self-depreciating. And people would be like, don't be like that about yourself. You're like, I'm doing a show tonight, right? I'm not
putting
in
it on.
therapy. Like I'm
Right.
You're like, this is
Right.
not all true. It's got
Right.
some truth, but I'm trying to be.
There's a little exaggeration on it.
Just
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I'm not as crazy. Maybe I am.
Maybe, but-
I may be tampering down my crazy.
But like, just go with me on it.
Go with me.
Right.
I don't need your
Go on
awes.
this journey.
I'd rather you give me a nothing.
I know. And then a lot of times too, like with me, it's a lot of times I do a lot of jokes about being a mom, and like I try to make myself sound like a terrible mother, and I know I'm a good mom, but sometimes I will lose people because they like will turn on me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, calm down. I was like sometimes they'll be like, ah, and I'm like, she's not even, number one, she's not even here, so
Yeah.
she doesn't hear anything I'm saying. Number two, like, it's a comedy show. You were with me, and then.
Yeah, would they feel bad because
They're like, oh, don't make fun of your kid. I'm like, no, I'm going to make fun of my kid. But I don't even really make fun of her.
No, and it's my life, and we're talking like
Right. I know.
And you make fun. It's like you don't make fun of your kids. Like,
Oh, they all make fun of their kids.
yeah,
So I started calling them out on it, and I get them back that way. But it's like, depends on the crowd sometimes.
yeah. Sometimes just the way you approach it. And
Yeah.
I had a friend who got divorced and was doing divorce material, but he was eating it with it a lot, and I go, I just think you're too angry.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm like, you're coming off like woman bashing.
Right.
So you have to either get some separation from it a
Right.
little bit because it just sounds.
It sounds just nasty.
It just sounds nasty
Yeah.
because they don't know her,
Right.
and even so,
Well,
it's
100%.
yeah. They don't have the backstory for this to be funny.
Well, like even for me, like writing divorce stuff, people are like, you should write more about like why you got divorced, all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm making fun of me. So I'm
Right.
always trying to twist the joke so I look dumb or like it
Right.
looks funny on my part. I'm not here to bash my ex-husband.
Yeah.
Like that's like they're going to pick up on that. And also
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
no one like you can poke the bear a little, but like I don't know. I feel like comedy, like I always try to like, what does that say? You don't want to punch down, right? They say you don't want
They
to punch.
say that, but I
say-
don't subscribe to that. I don't.
Just punch them. Wallow down.
It's all. I think George Carlin said it's just punching. Or
That's
Colin
true.
Quinn
I like
said it.
that.
It's just punching. It's not because here's the thing. Something I learned when people say you're punching down.
Right.
Now I never when I'm making fun of
I
somebody.
don't think you ever really.
What?
I don't think you ever really.
But even if I did, it
Right.
depends on who's listening to it.
That's true.
Because I never think I'm punching down. By you saying I'm punching down, you've now put that person below us.
That's true.
I have not.
Well, I'm a big believer in this. I think anything can be funny. I
Yes.
don't think anything is off the table. However, it has to be clever.
Right.
I do not think that you can get away with a lazy, offensive joke. That's my opinion. I think you can make an offensive joke. I love offensive
Right.
jokes. It has to be clever.
It does.
It has to be not hack
Right.
because I've been there, done that.
And I think comedy's gotten so popular from the internet. Like people grew up on comedy now
Mm-hmm.
more than any other generation. And I think they kind of know it's hack now. They can tell.
Right.
I don't think you can get away with a lot of.
No. But then I had a conversation with somebody where they're like, I think there's an audience for hack comedy. Like there's some,
Oh,
and
there
we've
is.
all worked with comedians that like, right. And like
yeah.
they have their audience.
They have. Listen, hacks do well.
Yep.
Listen, and sometimes, especially, you get to these venues or certain gigs, certain corporate gigs or fundraisers where you're like, I have to hack it up to get through this
Right.
show because
That's what they want.
I have to bring a good show.
Right.
Like I can't ruin their night for my artistic integrity. They're trying to raise money for
Right.
softball.
Right.
But like if I'm starting
Right.
to go dark or doing my things and they're not eating it, I
Yeah.
gotta maybe go a little hacky. Or like Bill Burr one time said,
Ugh, love Bill Burr.
he takes the idea of hack when he's building new jokes, he'll
Right.
go hacky just to get the idea and then you make it not hacky.
100%. 100%.
But it's so weird. Like I remember even like when I started comedy, alternative comedy was real big. And it was
Is that
like,
just like where you tell people to F themselves?
no, alternative was like those guys like notes on the thing and like they don't acting like they thought club comedy was like hacky and like they were like it's like Brooklyn like
So where were they performing?
hipster.
Where were they performing comedy?
Alternative venues like laundromats, coffee houses.
Some comedians are still doing that.
Some comedians are on tour, on tour doing that. But like they like, I mean, there was some alternative comics that were really good and they had their own
Sure.
style. But then they started all dressing alike
Yeah.
and doing the same material,
That's
and they were
funny.
just doing hack version of
Alternative comedy.
It
Yeah.
became a hack. But
That's very funny.
the only thing I don't do, like now that gig I talked about with the guy Chris, whose daughter, if I knew she had epilepsy beforehand,
You would have asked maybe.
I wouldn't even ask.
Oh.
I just would take it out
Oh, okay.
because I for the same reason why it didn't work. Because if I found that out, I would know. I wouldn't know if Chris would be uncomfortable, and I also know if this is a fundraiser for him, they'll be uncomfortable.
Right, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Read the room.
But to do it anyway,
yeah.
I find that to be like a pretty weak move.
No, I can see that.
Like some comics be like, "Oh, dude, anyway, man." Like,
I've never once, because at the end of the day, we are getting paid to do a job, right? So like if you're doing an event like that and the person asks you to not talk about something, it is our job to make the customer happy.
Right.
So that's why when they're like, oh, no one's, like you're getting paid. Like, yes, comedy is an art, but if you're getting paid by an employer to do a job, you do what they ask. Like,
well,
right? Like, you
don't you wanna, like it's the whole thing. Like we all want to have a good time tonight.
Right.
People got babysitters.
Right.
People went out there. It's whatever. They come out here. They want to have a good time. I'm not there to give you a bad time. Like when I was in South Carolina, I'm in the green room and the owner of the little theater I was playing said, this woman came in. It's her first night out since her daughter committed suicide.
oh, jeez.
and I have a suicide. It's a very light. It's not like a suicide joke. It's a goofy one of me throwing myself in the garbage cans. I think I don't know if you've heard that one.
Yes.
But so it's very lighthearted, but the word is in there.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna. Thank you for telling me that, because I'm not gonna do it.
Right. 100%.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
So the show's going on, and because it was her birthday.
Okay.
Too. It was her birthday and that. So then I come out after the 2 openers, and I was like, where's the birthday girl? Because I wanted to wish her happy birthday. They go, she laughed. I go, oh, good. I have jokes I want to do. Like,
and they loved
it. Opened me up.
They
loved it. Some jokes I didn't want to do.
That's so funny.
And but like, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings in a moment. I want to.
No.
I guess I've never been that type of comic.
No, but and like the thing is too, it's like you said, like you did not know going into the gig with that the guy's daughter had epilepsy, so you did the joke and it didn't go well. Like it's not like you're afraid to do. You're like, as comics, we go into shows knowing that we may say something that's going to offend somebody.
Yeah.
Every show, right? But like you're not purposely going out to offend somebody. I think that's the difference. Like,
right.
Because I feel like there can be comics that just like they're like, I'm edgy, and like you're just offensive, like a bad. Like you're literally just up there.
There's very few good edgy comics.
Right. And usually, if a comic describes themselves as edgy,
I'm like, edgy.
They're not that edgy.
Not
I'm
that
like,
edgy.
what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. If you think you're edgy. Yeah. I never subscribed to that.
No.
Something that was in my head. It just totally went out.
Oh, we forgot to do the ice cream. Your other ice cream story. Joe does a lot of shows at apparently ice cream parlors. Not ice cream parlors, but there's always ice cream.
I haven't done an ice cream parlor in probably 10 years.
Tim Rager and I, when we first started doing comedy, we started together. One of our first gigs together ever, shout out to Tim, was during COVID in an ice cream store parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And we still didn't get ice cream.
That's terrible.
So
that's terrible. Oh, back to something about hack.
Okay.
Because there's a Colin Quinn thing that I heard him say years ago. Because there's also the guys that do really well all the time.
Yeah.
They may not be hacky, but they also don't write a lot.
Yeah, but they know
do
they're
well all the
to
time.
a beat.
But like he said, he goes, if you do well all the time, you're wildly unoriginal and quite possibly a joke thief or hacky. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's true.
Can't be like to not take risk.
Right.
Like, I remember I had a rough show one time. It wasn't rough for me. Like, it was just a weird audience. I knew they were weird, but I had fun. And then this comic comes up to me. He goes, wow. He's like, you just laid in the pocket when they weren't liking things, and you just you didn't rush. You just went I'm like, because whatever. I knew who they were.
Right.
It's like they all, for some reason, good audiences all come out the same night, and bad audiences all come out the same night.
Right.
And but yeah, ice cream. So I'll get to ice cream. I was at the Waterview Cafe. It was in. I'm not bragging. It was actually.
I'm not bragging, but
it was actually a nice venue. It was like a 40-seater.
That's nice. That's a good sized crowd.
Yeah.
It's like a little intimate.
They sold out 2 shows.
Hell yeah.
And then Tim Rager was on the show actually.
What a doll.
And it was their first time doing comedy. They're normally it's an art space, and they do some jazz there. Sometimes it was their first time doing stand up, and they don't know what to say. They're serving charcuterie boards in the front row.
That sounds amazing.
It is, but
as an audience member,
it's right. But it's definitely at least it's finger foods, and they're not like cutting steaks and stuff. Enough with the food at comedy shows. That's all I'm saying. There's got to be a better way to make money. But which was fine, and then I'm headlining that show, and like halfway through my set, they just start serving free samples of their ice cream. I see a woman coming up to me like with a tray, and I'm like,
as you're on stage.
I'm on stage, so she's walking, so I'm thinking she's coming to the front row, but no, she's coming to me. She's like, you want to try ice cream? I'm like, now? Like I'm working literally right now. Like you're like
we're all working.
Like I don't like. I just never thought. I thought it'd be common sense not to bother me during my set.
That's a really interesting way to be heckled.
Very interesting.
Interesting way.
A tray full of 3 different flavors of.
Did you try the ice cream?
I tried it.
What flavors were there?
I forget. It was
Let's
like,
rate them. No,
it was like it was a weird one. It was like a coffee chocolate or something like that, and then like I really wanted. I didn't get to try all three because I was like, I need this to end.
because I'm also in my set right
Yeah,
now.
so I did take it. So then she starts delivering it to the audience. So I'm like, I just start eating it along with the audience, and I don't know why these things happen to me.
Think about the new bit you can build from it, though.
I should.
There
tell
could be
the
something
story.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's totally a lot there.
I really feel like it's going to be hard to have an opening for that, like anywhere in my act, unless ice cream does come out. Be like, oh, and by the way, you guys probably think this doesn't happen to me a lot, but I have loads of
so
stuff.
many ice cream stories. We'll think of something.
My next album is going to be
Ice cream.
Ice cream man. I don't even know.
The ice cream man. That's cute. That's
The
so
ice cream man.
nice. That's great. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was those are. But actually, weird gigs are the most fun to talk about. Nobody wants
100%.
to hear about. I had a great show this weekend. Everything went to plan.
No. Well, sometimes the bombing stories are always the best, and you learn a lot from a bomb. Like,
What's
God.
what's one of your?
Well, I have I have a couple. The first really bad bomb I ever had was up in Boston, just because it was like a young crowd in their 20s, and they were like big drug crowd, and I'm like, I have no drug jokes. Like, I don't do drugs. So like, I had nothing for them. I was like, let's talk about divorce and children. Like, they, so it just wasn't my audience. But I was also very, very new to comedy, so I didn't really know how to handle it as much as like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then I did a show at an American Legion, and again, I was like newer to comedy, and I've worked with these comics since then, so they know I'm not this awful. But oh God. But like, I was so nervous. Like, I forgot to bring, like, we were, anyway, I forgot to bring the first one comic up. So I just like, it was a whole mess. But I did a joke in between, and which I never like doing. I never like doing time in between comics. I just like,
It's a losing battle.
I don't see the point. I just wanted to bring you up, right? I did this joke and they were with me. But then they were drinking and they weren't following, and my delivery was probably off. But the joke takes place during Hurricane Sandy, and it was in an area that got destroyed by Hurricane Sandy. And I grew up in an area that got destroyed by Hurricane Sandy. So like, it's close to my heart too. The joke is that my friend is an idiot about Hurricane Sandy and makes everything about him. Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to hate him. They hated me. I was like, no. And it just took a turn. And they were like, Hurricane Sandy is really serious. I'm like, I know. That's what I'm saying. And you're not listening. Like, you know what I mean? When you're like, my delivery was probably off. I was already nervous because I was having a rocky show. And they just didn't hear what I was saying. So it was
too sensitive.
They were too sensitive. And part of it was my delivery. And part of it was they were drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they didn't hear it. But I will always put the blame on not the blame, but like, how can I get better? And then I've done that joke since, and it kills.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it was them.
That was all them.
You can look at yourself a little bit, but like George Carlin says, that wasn't was that a joke that was working a lot and that just didn't work that night, or was still kind of new?
It was newer. I lit it after that show. I rested it for like a year. I was like, we're not touching that. And I just did it Uncle Vinny's recently, and it killed.
Yeah.
So
but
now
you figured it out.
I figured it out. But I also, we're talking like 3 years ago. I've only been doing comedy 4.5 years. So, so we're talking like I was a year in.
Oh, yeah. So,
you know what I mean? I was like, God knows what I was doing on stage. Right. I was very fortunate to be getting gigs that I probably wasn't ready for. And I would say for the most part, I did okay. Like, I stepped up to the plate. But then sometimes you're just like, nope.
No.
Nope. No.
Oh, yeah, I've been a few I wasn't ready for.
But I've come a long way, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, that's, like, George Carlin has the thing where he says, people like to say it's not the audience's fault. He goes, well, where's the logic in that? He's like,
sometimes
if you do these jokes every night and they kill every night, it has to be them.
Right.
It's kind of like when we did that adult Community on that Monday night. Great show.
Yeah.
But like, I went up and I said, I told Debbie who booked us, I was like, we already did this, so we know it's them.
Right,
if they
right,
don't
right,
like
right.
us.
That was such a fun show, though. That went way better than I thought I was going to.
Oh, totally.
I was so in my head.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like that? Like, I'm just like, thank you for bringing me up, because I was like, I just needed.
Because I know that position.
It's hard to go up. Like, I do it all the time, but like, it's hard to go up.
I do that whenever it's like me and if it's like a two-person show,
right?
Or even if it's or if I can find a God mic to do it. But I do like to go up and get them settled in, because it's tough.
That was the fundraiser on Friday. It was a 2-person show, and I just went up cold, did 20 minutes. Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's great to do, to go have 20 minutes to go up cold, because you kind of work it with them, like.
Yeah, because that's how that club used to be for years when I was an opener there.
Yeah.
It was just a 2. And I learned, I think Joey Cola taught me, because who I love. He was always a great, because I used to bomb a tremendous amount of time there.
That's why you're so good now.
Really, it really reinforced these holes in my chest. I'm just like, a lot of driving home pain. But I was fortunate with guys like Joey, who like gave me a lot of like mentorship after shows and what I was doing. Because like he goes, because I should just go up and like get into it. He goes, he goes, host for yourself. So it was like so I would host for myself, then get into it. So I had that mindset. Yeah. And then one other thing he helped me out with one time, he goes, I used to poll the audience a lot before I would tell a joke. Hey, anybody in it? Anybody ever do this? And then I can tell, hey, anybody? And he goes, stop asking them a joke. Tell them a joke.
That's great.
I kept asking for permission. Like, can I go along with this?
Are you with me on this?
Has anybody ever heard of hamburger?
Do you guys like dogs? Who's dogs?
It's the most common thing.
But then you see that still, like, and I do that too. Like when I'm hosting, I'll always, because to get into my opener, I'll be like, "What are we celebrating tonight?" Because then, like, also you want to know if there's birthday, like, whatever. Yeah. But there are comics who, like, a lot of crowd work comics were like, "Anyone dating? Are you on the apps?" And it's like the same. I'm like, no one cares.
Yeah, I do a little birthday stuff if I have to. You
gotta do a little.
That's what's nice about theaters, though, because typically, like, if I open for someone these days, it'll be like a bigger act at a theater. They're ready.
Yes.
It's not a club. It's like they're ready. I don't have to do birthdays or anything like that. It's beautiful.
No one cares about your birthday.
No one cares about your birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to be afraid of crowd work early on, so I used to go up and be like, how's everybody doing? Sometimes they don't do anything. You're like, okay then. Well, my name is Joe, and
yeah, good, me too.
I had a bad bomb early on. I used to always host a lot, because it was my way to get stage time.
Yeah, I get it.
I was at a club. It was actually the Comedy Shop early on when they were starting. Mm-hmm. It was a hotel bar restaurant that was their room, and they had it every weekend, and I was like the host all the time. But I went up, and I'm just eating it, just out of the gate, and I have to do some extra time, because they have to start, but the headliner's not there yet, or the first act's not there yet, the feature act, and I'm just bombing. I mean, just talking to myself up there, and then I just hear from the back bar someone go, "What are you doing up there?" And I go, so I don't hear. I don't know they're talking to me at first. So I'm just still rambling, and he goes, "You on stage? What are you doing up there?" And I was like, "Comedy." And he goes, "Get off the stage."
What an a-hole.
I go, "Okay, is everybody having a good time tonight?"
That's horrible.
Yeah, but I was very fortunate that the act like arrived in the door, because I said, "Everybody have a good time tonight,"
and they went, "Woo!"
I didn't know if anyone was going to be there when I brought them up. But that one sticks with me, because it was so like I was a deer in headlights. Right. What are you doing up there? I just had to be honest. Comedy.
We've all been there, though.
Yeah,
like yeah.
Those are fun bombing stories. Always fun bombing.
This is the most we've ever talked about stand-up on this podcast.
It's definitely the most we talked about stand-up. I forgot to time this show, so I don't know how long this episode's going to be. But we could roll into...
should we do news stories?
Let's do news stories.
All right.
They told insurers a bear damaged their car, but it was actually a person in a costume.
Oh my God.
So basically, 4 residents from Los Angeles were arrested this week after an investigation by the California Department of Insurance revealed they allegedly used a life-size bear costume to stage attacks on their vehicles in an attempt to secure 6-figure payouts. So they put on this bear outfit with claws and everything.
Oh my god, those are crazy claws.
Crazy claws. And then they got caught because the suspect, they had to provide the security cam footage to get the insurance payouts. So the police actually posted it on Vimeo.
Oh my god, stop it.
Let me see if I can get a full screen for you.
Why couldn't they just do like pictures of the car?
I'm going to show you. I'll put it on the screen.
This is a good visual bit for all our listeners.
Yeah, for listeners, you'd have to go to YouTube for this or Google the story. It looks like a man in the bear suit in the car climbing in. He's on the left-hand side of the screen right there.
Like, why would the bear be in the car? Why wouldn't it just destroy outside the car?
That's what I'm saying.
First of all, they're dumb because what bear would open the door, go in the car? Just destroy the outside of the car.
And they did it multiple times. Like,
this is so. First of all, who thinks of this? Who is like, I have an idea?
Have you ever been around cokeheads?
No. Well, actually, probably because I'm a comedian. But
this sounds like a rambling idea from a cocaine addict. Like, dude, I got
great idea. Bear costume.
Bear costume with claws.
Cars.
Dude, you know
what could go wrong?
Remember the article I sent you when the bear was opening the doors of the cars and just chilling? We could do that, but we're gonna shred our cars.
So they went to jail.
So the suspects, they were 26, 39, 32, and 39.
The 39-year-old should definitely have known better.
Yeah.
The 26-year-old, okay, like, dumb. But
the alleged scam cost 3 insurance companies a total of $141,000. Operation Bear Claw began early this year after one of their claims gave an insurance company pause.
So they probably would have gotten away with it if they only did it once.
Yes.
Stupid.
Yeah, the suspect claimed that a bear had entered their 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Very fancy. That bear knows his cars.
That bear.
And caused interior damage while it was parked, blah, 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 in San Bernardino Mountains. But the problem is the bears in the San Bernardino Valley are black bears, and they had a brown bear costume.
They did not do their research.
They didn't do their research.
You gotta do your research.
But think of the effort. Like, you only got $141,000.
Right.
Between 4 of you.
Right.
If you put that sort of effort into any Shark Tank product, you guys probably could have.
How much was the bear costume?
That.
I mean, that's a nice costume.
Yeah.
Was it the same person who wore the costume every time?
No. When they got the search warrant, when they realized they searched they got a warrant and found the bear costume complete with furry snouted head, paws, metal tools in the shape of claws at the suspect's home. You didn't even get rid of the evidence.
They were probably going to try and do it again.
This was going to be a crime syndicate, I think, of bears.
Can you imagine them being like, man, these people have no luck with these bears?
Or imagine they acted so good like bears that they got away with it. Like the police were watching the footage, they're like, I think this is a real bear.
Look at this bear.
This bear is a real bear in that car. And then they got so good at it, they're like robbing banks, and they're like
the bears are robbing the banks.
And the security footage, because that's what they realized by security footage that the movements looked not bear-like. That's not to mention brown bear, not black bear.
Yeah, but also why? I would just say we don't have footage of this, but here's picture evidence. Like, they're dumb because they didn't. Like, they could be like, look, we came outside and our car was destroyed by this bear, or like claw marks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, they could have probably gotten away with it.
Yeah, with just the claw marks.
Like pictures of the car.
Could you though? Do you think?
Well, either that or like Wolverine came and destroyed your car, but like.
So like,
or somebody came. Like, what does the insurance cover? Bears? Like the insurance? Like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would wonder if you just say, for instance, your car tonight. We go outside and it looks like it's been attacked by a bear.
First of all, crazy that there's bears running around in this area.
Yeah, and there's no video.
Right.
Like, you call the insurance company and be like, I know this sounds
insane,
but I'm not like
bear expert.
I'm not an expert on bear claws, but I think that one attacked my car.
This could be
my Rolls Royce.
What a far-fetched story this is.
I think you would need video evidence.
You think you need a video? I don't know. Because like think about when you're in a car accident.
And be like,
we have a question.
I should
for
call
you.
my insurance company and be like, total hypothetical.
What evidence? But like think about it. If you're in a car accident and there's damage to your car, you just send pictures and they come out and evaluate the damage. You don't need a video of the car accident happening if you're like in a hit and run.
Yeah.
So how would that be different than if you're in like a bear hit and run? A claw
I guess
and
a bear
run.
hit and run. Yeah,
claw
well, I
and
guess.
run.
Yeah, claw and run. I guess because it's the interior that the bear's thrashing.
First of all, that's where they were stupid. Just have it destroy the outside of the car.
Yeah, I wonder if bears can
I would have
open
done
car
this
doors.
so much better.
Let me Google that.
We would have gone away with this.
Oh yeah.
We would have. Not that we would ever do that, but we would have gotten away with it.
Can bears open car doors? Yes, bears can open car doors.
Jesus.
Bears are intelligent and can learn to open doors and windows quickly. They also repeat this behavior even when there is no food inside. They learn to open doors and windows if humans teach them.
Who is teaching bears to open
cars and homes hold tasty rewards. Wait, who's out there? Give a little treat. Be like, open it.
Open the door.
Here's a little treat.
Here you go.
Sit. Give big paw.
Bears are adorable, but I would like. Do you ever see a video of a bear chasing somebody? They're fast too. Like
Yeah.
they are like.
Yeah.
You're done.
I unfortunately saw that one video on Twitter the one time where it ripped a woman out of a car.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Out of a Rolls Royce. So a Rolls
Royce. I just thought that was a funny story.
That's
because
a great story, but they're dumb.
I feel like if they wouldn't be on hold so long, I feel like I'd love to call my insurance company and be like, I just have a quick question.
Your call is important to us.
Yeah, if a bear attacked my interior of my car,
I'm Googling it.
What would I need as proof?
What proof is needed for insurance after, I'm going to say damage to a car?
By bear.
By bear. Photos of the damage.
Yeah, but I think we need to be about
Insurance to car from bear. The first thing is a Reddit thread where it says, a bear ate the interior of my rental car. What are you people? Does car insurance cover damage from bears? Unfortunately, wildlife don't generally carry liability coverage, so any damages will be your responsibility.
So these guys didn't even look up. Well, these guys
Does
were about to get.
comprehensive cover animal damage? So yes, it depends. What happens if you hit a bear with your car?
Well, hitting a bear.
That's different.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you? Oh, I never told you a story.
Did you hit a bear?
No, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of. It could sound mean, but it's. So I used to hike at this hiking trails with my dog in Booton called the Torn. It's beautiful hiking trails, and but there was a time when there was a lot of black bear there, and
Are those the mean ones? No, I think the black bears are friendlier than the brown bears.
it all depends if it's mama.
You don't want to be any
mama and cubs. That's
Right,
you don't
right,
want to be
right.
around it. They're kind of afraid of you if you make enough noise. But just reading the story put it in my head. But I was going anyway, and so I'm sitting there, and I just hear like a loud crunching coming through the woods where me and my dog were at, and I just start thinking I'm panicking, and it's like rushing towards, like I hear,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. And then I see this black, like thing,
Right.
like I mean, my heart
Right.
is pounding.
Is your dog on a leash?
He was off leash, but I put him on leash when I
Right.
saw it, which I probably should have just let him save himself.
Goodbye.
But,
Right.
but when it broke the tree line, it was a very large woman in spandex jogging through the woods. But
Good thing you put the dog back on the leash.
I was so, but
it's scary.
I was like, first off, it's like that was a bad outfit for black bear country.
Right.
Like, she's big. But
that's crazy.
like,
Maybe she was hoping they would think they're one of her.
She's like jogging through it, and she must have saw me. I'm just sitting there like with a little corgi, like just panicking. I thought you were a bear, lady. You need to
quick put this costume on and go destroy my car.
Yeah, you. Well, first off, I'm like, why? She wasn't on the trail. She was crashing through the woods. I'm like, where are you coming from? Like,
she was running away from a bear.
She scared the bear away. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
But that's my almost saw a bear.
The other ones that you have to be careful about are like the coyotes and the foxes.
Coyotes are bad.
Yeah, but they're more West Coast.
No, they're
they're over here too.
I stopped going.
You have to be careful with your puppy.
Well, I was walking with him one day, and I saw one just coming down the trail at us. My dog was a little ahead of me. So I saw the coyote, and I called Cody back, and I got him on leash.
Yeah.
And the thing keeps coming at you. So I just started yelling at it to scare it, and I scared it away. But they come around the side, and they meet you off at the pet. They're very smart like that.
They pack animals too, right?
Yeah,
So they'll work together.
Well, they're evil because they're
just evil animals.
They become friends with the dog and then take them off, and then they all attack them. That's what they do.
Really?
They become, let's play. Then the dog goes off with them, and then they pounce.
Oh my gosh.
But they're very because you can't hunt up by me a lot.
No,
a lot of places.
No.
So these are they're used to humans. They're not afraid of humans. Because one day I'm walking out of the trails, and I see a mother and daughter walking with their dog. And as I get closer, it's a coyote next to them. It goes off, and I went to the ladies. I was like, hey, I just want you to know, see that coyote right there? I thought that was your dog. It was walking with you guys the whole time.
Did they say it? Did they
And
even
the woman
notice?
goes, my husband gave me a coyote whistle. She goes, doo, doo. The thing just standing there looking at us. And I'm like, well, got to bring that back to the store.
Because I'm like a sucker for a wild animal because I'm like, oh, look at the baby. But I know like it would be bad. So I never take my dog anywhere because number one, he's old, but he's also not great with all dogs. He's very dog selective, and he's a pit bull. So like you don't want a dog selective pit bull because he always looks like he's going to be mean, and he's really not.
Right.
But like I wonder if coyotes would be afraid of him. He would bark he would literally lose his mind around coyotes. Like he would bark, not to be mean, but like he'd be like, I want to play with that or whatever. But I used to feel very safe walking him in the woods because I knew any animal that came near me was going to be like this crazy animal. Like,
yeah, like bears, they could be afraid of you unless it's a mother bear with the cubs.
yeah, no, I'm not going.
And, like that's the worst thing. So the mother bear could be on one side of the trail and the cubs on the other side of the trail, and you're walking. She's like, and you're done.
Yep, that's so scary.
And so scary. They couldn't even they don't even allow you to have like bear mace in New Jersey. Like I wanted to have that, but it's illegal.
Why?
I don't know.
I didn't even know they made it. Can you use regular mace?
I mean, the bear one's like a big can.
Oh, okay.
Bears are pretty big. I don't know if that little. He might be like Banaka. Actually, this is actually making you a lot tastier.
Good, very nice.
But the
Carry like a
coyotes,
spray bottle of water. Make it more angry.
all I think is I would just probably pass out and pee myself. Like just on the.
They'd be like, well, this one's dead. Leave it alone.
They say play dead. You don't have to worry about playing. I'll be dead.
I will die.
I will die.
Yeah.
At least I'll have an anxiety attack to pass out.
I would be so worried about Cody.
Yeah. I don't take him in those woods anymore with the coyotes because
Well, I didn't know they'd be friends. That's so mean.
they really during COVID they really started getting there because people weren't out, so they just kind of kept going. And like in other towns they have what's called like predator hunts where they allow people to hunt them. And anyway, they're awful creatures.
It's funny. In Ireland, they don't have a lot of these big predators because it's an island and they killed them all off at some point. So I don't think they have any bears.
Yeah.
At all because how would a bear get to Ireland? So they're like, we don't have bears. They don't have snakes.
Bears swimming up to Ireland. You're like, I got in a bear suit again.
Is that Timmy in the bear suit? Oh. Can you imagine people in Ireland? A bear attacked my car. Just this guy in a suit. We don't have bears.
Not only do we have brown bears, we have no bears.
No bears. Not even a little bit. I heard polar bears are the nastiest ones.
Really?
Mm-hmm, that's what I've heard because they're so cold, probably.
But they choose to live there. I can't believe
I'm so cold.
Oh my God.
I'm so cold. They're just so
Why are
cold.
polar bears angry? Because they're cold.
They're just so cold.
Like they could go somewhere else, and they're gonna retire to Florida. I want to be a summer bear.
Imagine hiking and you just come across a polar bear. You're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're like in your woods.
Yeah, polar bear. I don't know. It's cold
Got
out
a
there,
little
man.
warm.
It's
It's so cold.
It's just. I mean,
So
I'm
cold.
just done.
I'm just so done. I'm
Just
over
done. I
it.
like the seasons.
Heard about Florida.
I'm an East Coast guy. You know what I mean? Like I did ancestry.com and
I found out.
my mother was a brown bear. I don't know if you know, I'm only part polar bear. I'm a mix. You know,
3/5 brown
that's
bear.
why I look so exotic here. I'm
I'm a mutt.
Yeah, I'm not full white. You know what I mean? I'm not full polar. I'm off white.
Beige. I'm a beige bear.
I'm eggshell. You know what I mean? My mother was a New Jersey Dominican brown bear. And my father was a white Irish polar bear. And
Which is crazy because Ireland doesn't have bears. It's just crazy.
yeah, well, he was one of the last ones that got out.
It's just like
Actually, my grandpa left Ireland
through Ellis Island.
Through Ellis Island. He came. He was like, "What are you doing? Are you a real bear or are you a guy in a bear costume?" I'd be like, "Shh, I'm a real bear. I'm just coming here to start over with my family."
Better opportunities.
All right, you're going to Alaska, baby,
Just go all the way
or
up there.
wherever the polar bears are.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I booked a trip this summer to go to Iceland. That's my next trip.
Oh, man,
I
that's-
literally bit the bullet. I was like, this is bad for my wallet, but good for my soul. And I hit bye. Anyway, but I wonder if there's polar bears in Iceland. That's another island, so probably not.
I don't know. I mean, that's a.
I should have probably looked that up before. I was like, yeah, I'll go to Iceland. It's
You look
fine.
at her tour. She probably be like, "This is actually a polar bear hunt I accidentally bought."
Are there bears, not beets, bears in Iceland?
On in.
Oh, man. Let's see. No bears are not native to. I didn't ask if they were native. I asked if there were bears there. But polar bears do occasionally drift to the island from Greenland. They're
Drift on
drifting
what?
on ice.
On ice?
Just ride it.
So like, there's one step. Like, I wonder if they step on ice and they accidentally drift.
Oh my gosh, here, there's an article from September. Look, we got into our next article.
Let's do it.
A polar bear was spotted on the shores of Iceland for the first time in 8 years. It was shot dead by police.
Wait.
That's all one sentence.
Polar spotted. Wow.
Okay, well, I guess that answers
Wow, they
my
don't even
question.
let it-
They're
they
like,
don't
nah,
even-
you're done.
They don't
Done.
even interview it.
A rare polar bear that was spotted outside a cottage in a remote village in Iceland was shot by police after being considered a threat. It was one bear. The bear was killed Thursday afternoon in the northwest of Iceland. Oh, I'm going there. Oh no, I'm going southwest. It's not
to get there?
something we like to do. In this case, as you can see in the picture, the bear was very close to a summer house. There was an old woman in there. That's the quote.
I like kind of like, this is not something we like to do. As if they would be like, actually, what do you guys like to do? Kill polar bears as they
Oh
can.
my God, there's a picture. Why did they put a picture of it?
I don't want to see it.
It just looks like it's sleeping.
Oh, okay. Let's.
You're just like laying there.
Oh, okay. Aww.
Oh, sorry, Joe. Polar bears are not native to Iceland, but occasionally come ashore after traveling on ice from Greenland.
I wonder.
I want to see that.
Well, here's the-
How long does it take?
But what if he didn't want to? What if he was just getting a little? He's just like step on ice. Now he's like, now I live in Iceland. Like
You're gonna get shot. You can't even live in Iceland.
Imagine that you're just walking and you just start floating to another country that don't want you. Like you don't even like.
This got political.
No, but but like this polar bear. Think about this polar bear. He's out doing polar bear activities, eating
Eating
salmon. He's walking on the ice. He breaks off a piece of ice and not only floats to another country, one that actively does not want him.
I
Like,
know,
that's
that's sad.
a bad day. Why couldn't they do this? Throw him a little piece of ice and throw him
Just
back.
go back. Just fine.
Don't they have zoos? Don't they have like
I don't know.
some sort of? I guess they don't have wildlife sanctuaries.
While the bears are protected species in Iceland, it's forbidden to kill one at sea. So they had to wait till it came to land.
I wonder why they couldn't let it live.
apparently, like there's a lot of killing. Like they've killed a lot of people. Apparently.
So okay, wait. So this thing's floating on ice, coming, and they got the scope pinned on them. Like,
oh my gosh. I want to see the video of the bear floating on ice to Iceland. How far is Greenland from Iceland?
I guess pretty close if you could float there from on a piece of ice. I'm hoping we don't lose Emily. And be like, Emily's in Greenland now. She went on some ice. Are you going with anybody or by yourself?
I'm going by myself again.
Okay.
That's what I like to do now. But I had friends that asked me to go, and I was like, it sounds bad, but I don't want to go with anybody. I want to go by myself, and I'm doing the same tour company I use for Ireland.
Okay.
So I'll be with people once I'm there.
I could see that, because if I was like, there's certain places I want to go, and if the person I was going with wasn't like as excited as me, I would have to go by myself so I can do what I want.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't have to worry about anyone else, and like I'll meet people on the tour, so I won't be alone. But like if I want time by myself, I can go like spend time by myself.
I would need to be with someone that's not a picky eater. I could never.
No, especially when you're on vacation, you gotta try everything.
Yeah, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, and like I liked the tour company I went with last time. Go Ahead Tours is great. And like I thought our hotels were really nice. I thought like the excursions we did are really nice. So like this whole trip is called I can't remember the name of it, but it's all the wild landscapes of Iceland. So I'm going for 10 days, and we're in the main city, which is Reykjavik. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not up on Iceland.
I'm gonna have to learn.
I know it exists.
It exists, and it's Iceland and Greenland are the opposite. So Iceland's the green one. Greenland's the icy one, and the Vikings did that on purpose because they wanted people to go to Greenland instead of Iceland. So there's a lot of Viking history there, which is cool.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm gonna do like you do like a glacier hike, and there's like a boat, and I'll be like in the water with the polar bears, so I'll see them floating. There's a volcano, the active volcano in Iceland, so we do like the volcano. There's like
hot springs.
Yep, the Blue Lagoon. So like I'll bring a bikini, but it'll be like 40, 50 degrees, but you'll be in like people wear their swimsuits. You go in.
I think I saw a friend do that.
It's heated by the volcano, like the volcano, like lava, and then I'm gonna go in like a lava tunnel and hike through old lava tunnels, and
my God, that sounds awesome.
Right? Like I'm like super excited.
That's shit I want to do.
Right, and it's expensive. It was way more expensive than Ireland, but I was like, I've been to.
Tell me off camera how much.
Oh, I will. Because I also pay for like the insurance, and like I did I do all the excursions that are extra, and I extended it 3 extra days.
Once you get to a point, you're like, you know what? I'm doing it right.
How many times am I going to go to Iceland?
Exactly.
Well,
you gotta do it right.
And this will be the 4th country I've been to. So I've been to the Dominican Republic, I've been to Italy, Ireland, and then now it'll be Iceland. I'm hitting apparently all the I countries, but
run through the alphabet.
But they've all been so different, and that's what people are like. Why Iceland? I'm like, well.
People say that. Why Iceland?
They're like, well, because I was between Iceland and Portugal.
Okay, those are 2 different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Portugal, I really want to go to as well.
Me too.
It was
being Portuguese.
Right.
I can't believe I haven't been there yet.
I heard it's gorgeous, but I felt like it would be very similar to Italy. Probably not. It's going to be different. But it's like that same like climate and like architecture wise and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel like Iceland's just so different than like where am I going to see glaciers and like lava tunnels and like the Blue Lagoon? Like there's just really cool stuff. So
that sounds like an awesome trip.
I know. I'm really excited.
I'm jealous. I can't wait. We'll have a podcast probably about it once she gets back from it. Yeah, you
have to wait for. I'm going in July, so we got plenty of time.
Well, we're planning on having this around for a while.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Should we?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how long we've been going.
I think this was. I felt like a natural break. We're gonna wrap this episode up. Everyone that's been supporting us, we really appreciate it. It's please share with your friends and tell them to check us out. Even if they don't want to listen to the whole podcast, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We post clips weekly. I think I got to start putting the email up front because I don't know if people listen this long to get the email. I got to I don't know if people email anymore. That's the thing.
I don't know, but it would be great to get some
emails.
Maybe we'll post in a story. Maybe we should do an Instagram story like you can do like the ask us questions.
Yeah, I think we have to do that before.
And and then next a couple episodes from now, we'll read questions.
Yeah.
We should totally do that.
I think we should do
Let's
that.
do that. We'll do it on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Cool.
We're gonna cover all
send us
the
questions.
Yeah, send us questions
or iStories or
yeah
craziness.
Yeah, we're doing that.
I like that little Q&A.
Yeah,
I'm big Q&A.
Just big on Q&A.
I'm big on Q&A.
But if you do like to email, if you told me, is that it?
I don't know.
I always is there. It's funny. It's like nobody's emailing me, but it's like I don't even know my email address.
I'm not even checking the email address.
Me neither. I know I check it occasionally. Let me see if I can find it right now. Apparently not. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. So unprepared.
It's okay. We can cut all this out.
That's probably under my shared emails. No.
Name this tune.
If you told me at gmail.com.
There we go.
Thank you guys so much. We're having the best time doing this. Appreciate all the support, and I will see you next time.